Hello everyone, the today video is about Artisan Console. So first understand that what is Artisan Console. So let me tell you something that we covered in the previous videos. We covered one-to-one relation, one-to-many, and many-to-many relation. So we are not going to use for now has many through our polymorphic relation. Maybe we will cover in the future because they are rarely used. So you mostly use one-to-many and many-to-many, and that's it. Okay. And our next topic is PHP Artisan Console. You can also say Artisan Console. So what is Artisan Console? So Artisan Console is an interface to interact with your application. So this this exists in your root directory of your application. So in our case we have application which name is example app, right? So this is our root application, and you can run this Artisan Console. So you can open this terminal and execute the artisans command. So you can check that how many commands exist in this artisan, right? So let's go here, and there is a helper command which is php artisan list. So this will tell you that how many commands are there and what they did. Okay, so there are many commands. So you can first check that what is the command name, or what is the command, and then what it does, right? So if for example this cache clear, php artisan cache clear flush the application cache. So you can also create controller, and it's help us a lot to, for example, we are creating a new controller. So we type php artisan make controller, and it will create controller for us, and we don't need to add the namespaces, and we don't need to specify the directory that you need to paste the controller here. It's by default add this in the controller directory. So it's also add the basic stuff like namespaces and the class name and stuff like that, right? So we don't need to manually create the command. It helps us a lot. If you create a migration, so it will create the migration in the database directory. So we don't need to manually define everything. So it's help us a lot in our Laravel application. So it's supported by the Laravel, right? So what are the other command what we does with this php artisan, right? So you can also check your route list. If I type this php artisan route, you can also check all your application route. So you can type php artisan route list, okay, and yes, now it's showing all of the routes of your application, right? It's displaying all of our routes in our application. So we can also insert, edit and delete our data from this artisan. So how we can do this? So first create data into the database using models from this Tinker. So let's go here and find the artisan Tinker, right? And you don't need to install this Tinker because it's already by default edit in the Laravel. So you need to execute this command first for inserting the data. So for interacting the Tinker, right, you need to specify this php artisan Tinker, and then you need to write your query here. So we are going to insert the data using model. So here you need to specify your model path, right? It's inside the app, then models, and then we are going to use this post model, right? And we are going to use this create method. Okay, it's same as we use in the controller and other stuff, right? So our first parameter would be the title. This is a database column name, and here you need to specify the value. So it's a test title by Tinker, okay, and then you need to specify other columns like it's a description. You need to spell correctly because it's not going to work if you misspell it, right? And test description from Tinker, right? And our command is good. So you can hit enter, right, and it says our data is added, right. So let's go to the database, and let me open the database here. Okay, and yes, it's let me open the example app, and in the example app we have a post table, right, posts, and here we need to check. Yes, it says test by Tinker, test by description, and is publishes by default 0, right. We can also save this into a variable, right. So let me make this 1, oops, test artisan tinker 1, because I'm going to add another record, right. So we can also pass this to a variable, right. So here and hit enter, and yes, it's also created. So let's go here and give it a refresh. Oops. So click on this post, and yes, it's also added this 1. So now you can retrieve it by using this user. So let me clear this for you. Okay, you can type this user and it will get the last inserted user. Great. So it's not getting the last inserted, it's just getting the new created user which store this instance, right. So it's displaying this instance. You can also do other functionality, like you can delete other stuff. So let me delete something, or first let me find something. So we have this 4, right. So let me find this 4. Okay, so how you can find this? So we can find this by typing app slash models. Let me type this models, and then you need to specify the post, and here you need to type find or fail, right. So I'm going to find this 4 post, right, and hit enter, and yes, it's successfully finding the 4 posts. So let me find the 1, and yes, now it's finding the 1 post which is a Laravel post. So great, it's finding exactly what we want. So in the next video we'll cover the update stuff and delete, how we can update the data and delete the data. So stay connected. Bye bye.